What is up, home workout and bodyweight exercise fans? If you're watching this video right now, I'm probably already gone since it's a scheduled post, an automatic post, and what I'm doing is waking up every day at 4 a.m. in the morning, meditating on average 8 hours per day, eating 2 moderate meals maximum, and going back to sleep again at 10 p.m. So don't worry, I'm not leaving society. Well, I am, but just temporary. But what I'm doing is I'm going to a 10-day meditation retreat. And the reason I wanted to grab your attention today is because I want to share with you a very important message and a very important call to action. So before I do this, let me explain to you a little bit more what happens on such a retreat. Well, some of the things that you are not allowed to do, for example, those will paint a better picture of it. You're not allowed to read. You are being a person that reads minimum 2 books per month, sometimes double that. That's one of the things that will be really uncomfortable for me. You're not allowed to even write things on paper. Again, I always carry a notebook with me and I always write things down. That helps me deal with a lot of things. I'll share more on that on a future video, but that's another uncomfortable thing. You're not allowed to have any kinds of distracting devices. So upon arrival, you have to give up your cell phone. No laptops, of course, are allowed. There are no TVs on campus, obviously. Any kind of distraction basically is not allowed. So the reason these retreats are called silent retreats is because you're not also allowed to talk to your fellow meditators, and you're even advised to avoid eye contact. So being an introverted person, that's not that uncomfortable for me, but one of the things that will be extremely uncomfortable is also the fact that you're not allowed to exercise there. So, right now I'm really uncomfortable with that. My whole ego is getting in the way. I'm thinking I'm gonna lose all my progress, my gains, and this and that. But exercise, although it can be very helpful in helping you deal with diffusing negative emotions and all that, as I talked in my previous video, it shouldn't be the only way you deal with these things. Having a trained body and an untrained mind does cause imbalance, and it won't help you find happiness in life. You need to train these both together, and by training them together, they have an even stronger and synergistic power. For example, this year I created the superhero home workout, completed it, got in the best shape of my life at age 31. But the purpose behind this book wasn't just about the body, as I talked in the book. It was also about developing the mental aspect of your potential, of your superhero potential. And I'm really happy that after talking with a lot of the people that completed this program, it did have this effect in their lives. It did help them get stronger mentally, get more confident, tackle more challenges in their lives and things like that. So, the whole challenge for me was help me realize that. And by verifying it through you people, through your feedback, it made me even happier. So just as it is really important to work hard during the year, to grind, to put in the work, training your body, training your mind, it's also very important every now and then to let go, to sit in silence and deal with all the things that you've been avoiding during busy times, during the whole rat race, the 9 to 5 most of us are dealing with, either that's work or school. Because what happens during these periods is that a lot of baggage, a lot of things that you're not comfortable dealing with goes underneath the carpet. For example, when was the last time you sat alone somewhere at home or whatever, and just was present in silence and dealt with anything that came out? You know, most of us, especially those who are not meditators, when we are in these situations, a feeling of uncomfortableness builds up. You instantly need a distraction, your phone or your music or movies. And by pushing down, you know, all these feelings, all these emotions, putting them down the carpet, underneath the carpet, what happens is an emotional slash mental indigestion starts to build up, as I like to call it. So this mental indigestion at some point, you know, leads to bad things. At some point, it's gonna break you down. Either you're gonna explode in anger or fall into depression. You know, I can guarantee you that it's not a healthy way to live like that. I've experienced it. It's happened to me a lot of times. So by spending these periods in solitude, in silence, without any distractions, you find the time for all these things to come out. And it's not going to be easy, trust me. You'll be surprised by how many things you have suppressed in there, how many of those things will come up. And it's hard work, you know, it's hard work, but you need it. You need it at least once a year. It doesn't have to be a meditation retreat. You know, if that's not your thing, just go to a cabin in the woods, rent one, or camp somewhere that's silence. You know, if that's more ideal for your budget, just find a way to sit alone. Again, no phones, like put your phone in a locker or in a safe or something like that. No laptops, no internet. Just try to sit for a couple of days by yourself and try to deal with everything that comes out. Try to allow it to just flourish, to spread, you know, because by dealing with this energy, with all this suppressed baggage, your body finally finds an opportunity to rest. You know, at first it's going to be a battle, I can guarantee you that, because every time you suppress, you know, all those demons you have, what they're doing is they're just doing push-ups and pull-ups and getting stronger, looking for this opportunity of silence to kick your ass, basically. But if you just allow the things to come out and have some patience for a couple of days, it's going to heal you. You're going to see that a weight will be lifted from you. And I highly recommend, my advice for today is that you do this at least once a year for at least a couple of days. Maybe start your first time with 3 days. You don't want to go too hardcore. And just try to, you know, have it as an annual habit. Because in the end, even superheroes, you know, have their place for solitude. Batman, for example, had the Batcave. Superman had the, what was it called? The Fortress of Solitude. So, you know, it's important to do hard work, but it's also important to have these periods of silence and peace and dealing with all your demons. That was my message for you today. I hope it helps. I'll be away for the next 10 days, so sorry for that, no videos until then, but I'll be coming back more charged, more excited to work out. Another thing that this thing does for me is that it also builds up my hunger for working out again. You know, if you're putting in hard work day after day, if you're training every day, if you're pushing yourself, at some point, you know, I don't care how passionate you are about training, it's gonna make you lose your eye of the tiger. So that was all. See you in about 10, 11 days, and until then, keep on training.